How are you going, guys? Thank you for tuning back in. I hope you had a blessed Christmas with your family and friends. This video is down to the persistence of Paul T. He's been patiently requesting this for a little while, and this is my emergency engineer's crash bag talk review / show and tell. So before I get started, just a couple of things. Everything in this video, pretty much, I've put a link down in the description below. They are affiliate links. They do go to Amazon. Doesn't cost you guys any more to purchase through those links, but what it does do is helps us out on the channel, just gives us a little bit of a kickback so we can keep the videos going. And with stuff like that, we are able to get Mrs. Watts to buy us some new camera gear, guys. Look at that. So we are ditching our GoPro. This Action Camera 3 is an Osmo one, DJI, and hopefully it's going to be better for those low level light shoots. So when we're doing our emergency nighttime plumbing stuff, I'm hoping that we're going to get a better image quality and slightly better stabilization. But what that does do is free up the GoPro, so we'll be using that to get under sinks, behind toilets, all of the nasty stuff that we don't want to ruin our nice new camera on. Right, without further ado, let's get into this. I'm just going to swap you guys round to that camera because I want to get used to it. So I'm going to pause you and I'll be back in a second. Alright guys, so I've tried to do this in a more of an organised manner because this isn't the type of video that I normally shoot. So there are some timestamps to each section down below, so if you want to skip forward, jump around, click where you want, knock yourself out, yeah? Right, so just a couple of bits about this bag. So this is a Veto Pro Pack. This is the Tech series, and this is the TP5B, so Tango Papa 5 Bravo. It's a vertical style tool bag. It has 20, I'm reading this guys, I'm not remembering it. So it has 20 interior and exterior bins in it, and one is got a Velcro which is on the front. It weighs 2.5 pounds when it's empty, comes with a 5-year warranty. It's 8-inch depth, 3.5 inches high. Oh no, sorry, let's start that again. Width is 8 inches, depth is 3.5, and the height is 11. Alright, so I'll go through some of the peripherals that I've got around the bag first, and then we'll dig down inside the bag itself. So I got asked about these the other day. These are the version 12 muck guards. They come complete, and I'll take these off so because it does come with these guards, which is its own carabiner. You'll see with my bag I've added loads of stuff to it, so you can detach that and put it onto your work trousers. They're decent boots, to be honest. I've tried others and these ones seem to keep on your feet a lot more easier than other brands. So these are Muck Guards version 12. Let's have a look at some gloves. So work gloves, I brought myself a new clip for my bag the other day, so these just clip on. These work gloves that I personally use, I've tried hundreds of other different ones. I like these first and foremost because of the price point. They're very reasonably priced. Screwfix, Amazon, they all sell them. Links down below, as I said before. They've got material back so your hands don't sweat, so you can wear them for like long durations of time. And also the fact that their finger area is, can't remember the material. I'll put it down on the screen below, but it means you can use your mobile phone, your iPad, etc., all of your screens, and you don't need to take your gloves off. So there's a bonus there. What else have we got on here that might be worth noteworthy is, so a little first aid pouch. What have I got in here? just some sterile wipes and some plasters, my gas safe ID. I will leave a link down below for you guys as well for a decent first aid kit for your van as well, that's like got everything in it, and it's a reasonably good price as well. Links down below. Carabiners as well. So I use loads of these, as I say, all the time, because they just come in handy for just chucking extra stuff onto your bag. You can pick up like tiny little ones as well for your smaller tools, torches, etc. I'll show you that one in a second when I come on to work lights, which is now. So that one here, this is an O-light. It is 180 lumens, believe it or not, and for the size, and turn it on, it is extremely powerful. And extremely small as well, so that I don't really use it a lot unless my main light is charging, which is the so this is a Unilight IOR 925 folding inspection lamp. The reason I like this lamp is because it's got 3 different lamps on it. It's magnetic as well, so it's great for working in boilers, confined spaces. You can lean it up against items in cupboards, etc., and it leaves your hands free so you can get on with your work. Normally, used to use a head torch, but since I've been taking you guys out with me, I have to obviously use something else. So that is a really, really good piece of kit as well. Let's speak about testers and leads. So I've got my tester here is a very old version now. I use a clamp meter. It's an auto ranging meter. You don't have to get the one that I've got. In fact, this is about 10 years old now. So this is a TPI 270. You might struggle to get it. It might still be available. I have no idea. The point is whatever meter that you go for, just make sure that you pick up an auto ranging meter. That way you can set it and forget it. So whether you're measuring volts AC or volts DC, or more in particular you're measuring resistance, so your ohms, you don't have to worry about the value of what it is that you're measuring. You can just set it, and whatever the display says the value is what the value is. So auto ranging, that's the most important on that one. And then I've got as a backup, this is just a Martindale 2-pole continuity tester and volts tester. So no batteries on this one. I don't think there's batteries actually. Let me just check. No, there's not. No batteries on this one. So live or not live, can't really go wrong with there. Test leads, I've left links down below. But yeah, decent set of test leads. Make sure that they're silicone covered. I don't know what one brand this is. It's off of Amazon anyway. It's nothing special, but just make sure that they're rated and suitable for the type of work that you're undertaking. And then along with those test leads, what I use are some crocodile clips for my test leads, probes, as you naturally would expect. And then because I work on boilers, sometimes I have to get very, very narrow probes. So I use these adapters. I think they came with a kit anyway, so these are just needle nose adapters for my probes. So that's that. Non-contact volt pen. This is a Fluke. You don't have to buy a Fluke. They all pretty much work the same. Just note for you guys, if you're starting out, these are not supposed to be used for your only inquiry of whether the appliance is safe to work on. This is just for an initial touch and see. They are rated, so you do have to be careful as well. This one won't pick up anything less than 200 volts. Some are better and have lower values, but as I say, this is just a point and shoot just to give you an idea. You certainly wouldn't just be using this only to work on an appliance. You're responsible for your own safety, should I add to that. What else have we got there? That's pretty much that for test leads. Alright, let's go on to my favourite section, which is cool tools. So these are tools that I have, and I want to just preface this with this loadout is individual to me. I'm not telling you that you should have this loadout at all. So whatever you choose,
it's a choice. It's an intensely personal decision.
So whatever you choose, that's down to you. But if you guys want to stay all the way to the end, I'll give you some top tips on how I would go about doing a loadout. But as I say, there's some timestamps down in the description. Right, so straight off the bat, I've got, which you can't actually see, let me turn it around, it's a little bit rude. So this is just cable tied to the back of this TP5. So you can actually wear this. I mean, I probably would never wear it because I'm a little guy and it probably looks stupid on me, but if you've got a belt that's brave enough to put this on, you can actually click it onto your belt. So I have at the back a Leverman, so it's a multi-tool. Again, links down in the description for that. What else have we got? Wearer spanners, so Joker spanners, a 10mm, and no, I don't have my 13. So yeah, some ratchet spanners. I only use 10 and 13 most of the time, to be perfectly honest. I'm gonna have to sort my tool bag out afterwards. And then what else have we got? Yeah, let's do Wearer. Let's stay on Wearer. Let's do that one next, which is the Craft Form Compact. So I don't never see anyone talk about this tool so much, but this is brilliant. It's got a place in the handle for all of your different fittings, your different heads, and also you can extend this to the nth degree. And as I say, I don't ever see anyone showing this, but you can just put extensions upon extensions. So if you guys are like me, you're working in boilers and that, you know, these are golden, you know, because you can just add to it and add to it. You know, you always get that hard screw that you can't reach at the back and it's behind the expansion vessel. That's the one that you want. And then also you can take it the other way as well, is you can shorten it down for a stub. Well, it's not quite a stubby, but it's quite short. And then for those really awkward ones, sometimes what I would do is just take this off in its entirety, and I just use a little adjustable spanner. It takes a little bit of time, but you know those stupid little screws that nothing else can get into? That sometimes helps you out of trouble as well. So there's a little tip there. Wearer. What else have we got for Wearer? So I've got two different sets of Allen keys. So this first one is, that one actually, this is the TX version. So these are for your security style screws. And they also have the ball joint at the end. They both have the ball joint at the end for your different awkward settings. So when you can't get straight onto a screw, you can slightly angle these, so they do allow you to do some offset working. So not much to say about them, but that set is the, I've written this down because I can't even remember them. So this is the Wearer 950 and this is the Wearer 967. As I say, links down in the description. What else have we got? Wouldn't leave home without that one. So this is a 4-in-1 reversing ratchet spanner. This is actually for, it's from the air conditioning trade. I don't do any AC, but this is a really good tool to have. What I use this for is lock shield valves, radiated drain down valves, Valiant filling loops. So it has, and there's probably some other ones that I'll remember later on, but there's definitely a tool to have if you can afford it. What else do we have? in here. Okay, so yeah, smoke pen. Again, just for gas engineers, probably can use it in some other instances as well, but for checking your case seals, etc. So this is an Arctic Haynes. Essentially, you just pull out the end like that. When it starts to smoke, blow it out, make sure that it continues to produce a good amount of smoke, stick it in the pen, and then zip around your case seals. So there's that one as well. And then, like, I don't actually use this much anymore. I think actually I took it out a minute ago. Let me just check. But I've lost it. There it is. Right, next to my glasses. So this here is not a tool that you would associate with any trades or plumbing as such, but this is actually a steel wire handheld saw. So I don't use it too much because I've got my multi-tool. So what this would be used for is if you've got a pipe in a corner of the room, a plastic pipe, and you can't get into it to cut it, you can run this round it, and it's got finger pulls, and you could just sit there rocking it backwards and forwards. It goes through plastic pipe really easily, so definitely a tool that stays in my bag because it has got me out of no end of trouble. But as I say, I don't use it since, I'll say, the invention as much of multi-tools. So there's that. So that's finishes the cool tools. So the cool tools are the nice to haves, but you don't have to have them. They're just tools that I've collected over the years. Let's go on to essential tools. So let's start with our adjustables. So I've got a backhoe and a Rothenberger. So this one's quite a cool one, simply because I'm not going to talk about all these tools, by the way, guys. I'll just talk about like why they're unique to me. This is tiny in terms of its length. It's got a huge adjustable jaw. It goes to, where are we? 32 mil for its size, 170 mil in length. So it's really good for getting into awkward spaces. So that's a backhoe one. I think Rothenberger do one as well. I'm not sure that it's that small. Let me know down in the comments below. I could be wrong, but I think the backhoe one is the smallest one of them all. So with my tool layouts, I go for size and weight is my predominant deciding factors. You'll get obviously a lot of guys down in the comments say, buy this tool, buy that tool. Yeah, buy the tool that works for you. And then this one, just quickly, because we want to give some Rothenberger some love as well. This is an extra wide set of jaws as well. This goes all the way up to 50 mil, so quite impressive for its size. It's not that big, doesn't weigh that much either. Good old utility bar. When you buy a utility bar, this is a really small one, so it's a 177 mil one. Keep the rubber protectors that you get with them. Not only does it save you from stabbing yourself when you put your hands in your tool bag, you can also use it if you're having to move anything delicate. So what do I use that for? Predominantly floorboards, our kitchen kickboards as well. And I keep the rubber on so we don't damage them as well, because a lot of them are show end panels. So that definitely comes in handy. That's worth its weight in gold. What else have we got? Some Monument mono block mixer tap spanners. So 4 sizes. Pretty much self-explanatory. Can't say much about them. What we got next? Pad saw. So if you've been watching the channel, you've seen this well used. Gets a lot of use. Scissors. Self-explanatory again. Utility knife. So I couldn't find this one. I put a link down to an Ox one. It looks exactly the same, to be honest, guys. I've had this about, I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, maybe about 12 years, maybe longer. A long time. Well used, well loved. It's you can open it one-handed as well. If I can try one, so there we go. So it is one-handed operation as well, and one-hand close, which is good. Oh, you've also got a section in there that you can get it out. No, but you can lift the back there to get to your blades as well. What else we got? Just a wood chisel. All you carpenters, look away. This gets, I mean, you can see the curvature of it. It gets a lot of abuse. This is my go-to move stuff fast chisel. Blunt as anything. You'd never cut yourself on that, so there's no danger of having to wear work gloves with that. Long nose pliers, self-explanatory. A set of electrical screwdrivers. So I am multi-trade, so I do different disciplines. So I'm plumber, heating engineer, gas engineer, electrician. So I do a lot of other stuff as well. So, but generally I just have three electrical screwdrivers in my bag. I've put a link down there to a set where you can pretty much get all of them in one set. You don't need to spend a lot of money on them because they just get abused, as anyone will tell you. But just make sure, as with anything with electrical, it's rated for the type of work that you're going to be doing. Okay, and then just some gumph really. Oh no, I forgot one, two actually. Some water pliers, crescent, whatever you guys want to refer to them as. These, nothing special. You don't need to have anything special. I do have a set of Rothenberg ones in my installation bag, and they're slightly wider, a lot wider actually than these ones. But general day-to-day stuff, these are good enough. Again, don't go too big with your tools, especially if you're like me and you have to carry them around a lot. And walk over long distances. Okay, so just run-of-the-mill stuff, tape measure. Again, 5 metre one. You don't need 10 metres or anything of any noteworthiness. 5 metres is good enough for most stuff. The one advantage with a longer tape measure is it's got a thicker, what do they call that? Help me out. A thicker
diameter.
Yeah, a thicker diameter on the tape measuring thingamajig. Yeah, so which means that you can span the tape measure over longer distances before it ends up collapsing in on itself. What else we got? Marker, you've seen me use this. Pica marker, again down into the description. I'll tell you what, for this last bit, let's just dig through it. Water meter key, that's in my tool bag. Let's have a look at the tapes, they're quite interesting. So this tool bag, in fact I think all Veto tool bags come with a tape loop as well. So that's just regular PTFE. That one is, so this one's the interesting one. So here's another little tip for you guys. So Loctite 55, when you've got a spare roll of PTFE that you've used, or leave a little bit on the roll, then wrap a load of Loctite 55 around it. I'll show you. Get that out of the way. Wrap a load around it, and then cover it with another bit of PTFE. That's to stop the Loctite 55 from drying out. So you must do that, because otherwise it's not great to work with. So we want to make sure that it stays moist and doesn't dry out. So there's a good little tip for you. Insulation tape, gas tape. So there's that. While I'm here, a magnet. Use a magnet because I'm a central heating engineer. So to find magnetite build up in central heating systems, but just when you get a parts bowl, if you ever do buy a parts bowl, you might be asking, James, what's a parts bowl? It's just a little silver bowl. They do come in other colours, of course, with a magnet at the bottom, and you can just chuck your screws inside it. So when you're taking stuff to bits, boiler cases, etc., you don't lose the screws. Obviously, carrying a parts bowl, you know, I'm trying to trim down on the amount that I carry into each job. So I took the magnet off of that, and I just sling the magnet in my bag because I don't need anything more than that. You know, sometimes just a handful of screws. They go onto that little magnet there. What else we've got in here? Some silicone grease, some rubber gloves, more rubber gloves. They're from my Arctic Haines smoke. Stop ends 15 and 22 mil. And then let's just go to around that side. So utility key, 4-way utility key, gas meter, etc. You can get into there. They're all my trade cards that I keep on my bag. Well worn, plumb fix, wicks. Who else we got? Tops tiles and trade point. Who's trade point? Is that B&Q?
Yeah.
B&Q, yeah. So there, some fibre washers, 15 mil, ½ inch for you American viewers, and 3/4 inch, 22 mil fibre washers, a 15 mil olive. You know, these are just little stupid things that you have to run to the van for, and it ain't much fun. I mean, particularly in London when you're on the when you're on the 15th floor and the lift's broken, and you need a 15 mil fibre washer off your van. Radiator keys. So there is a good link down in the description, guys, for you. So the keys that are down there are from Amazon. I think, let me just tell, WZ radiator bleed keys. They're not Rothenberger ones. They look exactly like Rothenberger ones, and they're as good quality as the Rothenberger ones. So you can save yourself a couple of quid on that link as well. Just a jobbing screwdriver with a metal percussion end for smacking. This bag also, which I don't carry on the bag to be honest, but it does have a loop for your hammer as well. I've never tried actually. You probably could get a screw gun in there as well. Yeah, it's wide enough for a screw gun. What else, Jamesy? Let's dig into here. Stickers for your boilers. If you're starting out, guys, make sure that you get some of these printed out with your details on it. I get no end of jobs off of these from people ringing up, and strangely enough, sometimes we get somebody telling us that they've got a sticker on their boiler in areas that we don't even work on, right, Dad? Mm-hmm. So I have no idea how the boiler got there, but the important thing is it arrived with our sticker, and the customer then rang us when their boiler broke. So there's a good thing. Spare battery for my meter, some razor blades for my utility, my lanyard for my gas, and that is it, guys. So those are the essential tools. Now for some bonus tips on creating your own crash bag or whatever bag that you want. I have, like, this is my main bag, and I would say confidently I do about 95% of my work off of this one bag. Obviously that doesn't include going to the van to get materials, guys, but for doing emergency work, this is my main go-to bag, and this is why you only often see me with one bag on jobs, because I don't need another bag. How you make your own bag, and this is completely individual to yourself, so and this is so it's only advice. There'll be some common denominators between us all. We'll all need a tape measure, we'll all need grips, we'll all need tape, etc., etc. But what you guys want to do is get yourself a spare bag that you're not using for anything else, or even a bucket, yeah? And then if you want to carry a bucket, you might look a bit stupid going into jobs with a bucket, but so you might want to use a spare bag if you've got one. But what you need to do every day is every time you take a tool off your van, put it in that bag. And then the next day, so on day one, all the tools that you use for your jobs on that day, put into that bag. And then day two, if you need to put any more tools in that bag, put them in that bag. But you must take out day one's tools that you didn't use on day two, and then it's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You can do it for a week, a couple of weeks. You will get to know what tools you use on a daily basis, and those are the tools that you want to keep in your primary bag, whatever you call that primary bag, whether it's a crash bag, like I call mine, or you've got another name for it. Doesn't matter. That's how you do it. But as I say, you don't need to copy my loadout. It's very individual to the type of work that you do, how far you've got to walk, how much you want to carry, blah de blah de blah de blah, and that, of course, how much money you've got as well. That's a factor that comes into buying tools as well. But you don't have to start off with bashy tools, guys. I mean, I've been doing this for 22 years. You know, Magnuson. Yeah, nothing bashy about that. Screwfix special. Yeah, they just get abused, guys. But certain tools you want to buy good quality ones, and of course they have the higher price point to start with. But your screwdrivers and that, it's pointless. They all end up getting broken, snapped, lost, or unfortunately stolen. And that's it, guys. So hope you've enjoyed this. Been a bit of a longer video, slightly different style video. I've got to put all of this back now, or we'll just get Mrs. Watts to do it.
Excuse me?
Or maybe she won't. She's growling at me. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Stay blessed. Hope you enjoy the rest of your time off with the family. And yeah, see you guys on the next one.